as you've all seen, I've been making some changes to my home office and studio setup. A few weeks ago, I showed you my entire desk and workstation and walked you through everything there. Well, today I'm going to be showing you the rest of the space. Huge thanks to Artlist and Motion Array for sponsoring today's video and making it a reality. We'll be talking a little bit more about them later, but let's dive into the space. First things first, the main goals I had for the space, I wanted to obviously just make it look nicer, but I also wanted it to be a lot more functional. I really wanted to focus on those earth tones and just have really nice textures and warm lighting so it can have that kind of more sparse, minimal look, but still be warm and cozy and inviting. I still have a bit of work to do to the space, as you'll see as I walk you through, but I think it is coming along really well. All right, so we're labbed up and mobile. Really quick though, before we get into it, the lighting's gonna be a little bit funky compared to what you're used to on the channel. I wanted to leave everything set up how I would normally light my main shot, just so you can kind of see how I light it and how everything works. But getting into the back wall that you're already kind of familiar with from the background of the videos, I have this console table here. I picked this up on Amazon. Has a really nice kind of mid-century look. I really like the metal grates on the doors down here. Inside of the cabinet, I just have a few tech pieces. I have my old Mac Mini that I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with yet. I retired it. It's a 2011 Mac Mini that I used as a home server. Recently upgraded to one of the M1 Mac Minis for a newer home server setup. So that's kind of there until I figure out what to do with it. I have an Xbox 360 down here, and then my brand new Series X, which I have running to my main computer monitor. Up on the top of the cabinet, I have this lamp. I've gotten a few questions about this lamp since I picked it up. I found an Etsy seller that makes them. The quality is even better in person than the photos I saw. It was pretty reasonably priced as well. I'll be sure to leave links to this stuff in the description. I have my plant, which is looking pretty sad right now. In between, I have my Civivi Elementum. This kind of stays out. I use it to open packages and stuff, and it's kind of my general around the house knife as I need it. And then I have my AirPods sitting here too, so I can quickly grab them if I'm listening to something and my wife is, taking a nap or sleeping still or anything like that. Underneath here, I have this old wooden box. I've had it since I was a kid. I really don't remember where it came from. It looks really cool though, and it's nice to have just a little storage unit there. And then I have my two lenses. I have two cameras in my main video setup over here, and I have 4 lenses in total, so 2 are always in use, and these are my other 2. It's the baddest 40mm and 85mm. I use those for all of the B-roll that you see on the channel. Those 4 lenses have gotten me through all these years and tons of professional work on top of YouTube. Above me here, you can see some framed photos. I actually took all of these photos, and they're a mix from just different hikes and backpacking trips. I wanted to make sure and get some that are all kind of a similar color palette and aesthetic. So it's not 4 of my absolute favorite photos, but I love the look of all of them, especially in a collection on the top here. And this is the first time I've actually printed out my photography for myself. I printed out large format photos for clients in years past, but I've never actually printed any of my own work for myself. So it's cool to be able to look at that, and reminds me of all of my great backpacking adventures when I'm trapped in here in the cold winter. Next to the console table, we have my desk and workstation. Not gonna get into it in this video. I put out, I think it was like a 17-minute video covering that desk and everything about it in full depth. So check that video out if you haven't already. Next to the desk though, I have an artificial plant. I was kind of on the fence about getting an artificial plant for the office, but I wanted to have something that's not going to, die on me. I wanted something consistent for my video background, and it just looks really nice and was a little bit cheaper than buying a real plant and a lot less maintenance, so I don't have to worry about it when I'm traveling. And if you've seen in weeks past the light coming from behind that tree, I actually have some tube lights. I'm going to walk over and show you here. I won't blind everyone here, but that is what they look like. I put that back there just to add a little bit of interest and lighting to the background. I have these warm lights that are normally on, so I have that warm and cool contrast behind me, which I really like. When I'm not filming though, I just love having all these warm pops of light throughout the whole room. I did actually use all hue lights for this. I have hue strips on my desk itself, and then I have hue bulbs here that are Hue Edison bulbs. They don't do RGB, but they're much cheaper and they look pretty cool. One other thing to mention about this wall, the space I'm in right now, I'm actually sitting on my stool that I use for filming at the main desk. I've been on the hunt for a lounge chair to put here, either an Eames lounge or an Eckernis stressless lounge chair. Those are incredibly expensive, brand new, not something I'm willing or able to pay for at this time, but they have thriving resale markets. So I've been on the hunt for quite a few months now and will continue looking for a good deal on a lounge chair to put in this space to complete the rest of the room. It's the last piece of the puzzle. I didn't want to put off, another year of making this studio tour while I wait for a good deal on this chair. So this is going to be a weird empty spot for now, but it'll be filled with a gorgeous and comfortable lounge chair in the near future, hopefully. I want to take a minute to thank the sponsors of today's video, and that is Artlist and Motion Array. Both companies have recently joined forces and are quickly becoming one of the best resources for video creators. I've personally been a paying subscriber to Artlist for the last 4 or 5 years or so. Most of the music that you've heard on my YouTube channel here has come from Artlist. They have an incredible library of licensed music as well as some really amazing sound effects. The music is just such good quality, and they have a ton of plan options where if you're just a social media creator making YouTube videos or Instagram, TikTok, things like that, they have personal plans that start at $9.99 a month, or they have full commercial plans if you do freelance work like myself. Can't stress enough though how great the library is. Over my years using Artlist, I've actually heard quite a few of the songs I've put on my YouTube videos in big national commercials and things. The pros are using it, and I definitely understand why. Like I said, I've been a paying customer for years now before they reached out, so I was really happy and excited to be working with them on this. Artlist has now also joined forces with Motion Array, which is a newer service of mine, but looks equally incredible compared to my experience with Artlist. They have a ton of different templates if you're looking for social media templates to use for your Instagram stories or TikToks, things like that. But they also have their own great library of licensed music and video clips and motion graphics and templates. Just a ton of tools, just about everything that you would need instead of having to pay for individual packs from different sites that I've done in the past. So kind of everything you need all in one service. They have monthly plans and yearly plans available as well on Motion Array. I have been really loving digging through and checking out some of the things. After being a longtime subscriber to Artlist, I am excited to be a member of Motion Array now as well. Be sure to check the links in the description for both. I'm a huge fan and just can't stress enough the level of quality that they bring to the table. Best service I've used in the category by far in all of my years of making video. Huge thanks to them for sponsoring this week's video, and let's continue on with the tour. So this is the main area you're all familiar with, where I film and record most all of my videos. Going through a few of the pieces here, we have my desk. This is another FlexiSpot standing desk, so I'm able to raise it up or down depending on what I need. Super convenient, looks great. On top of it, I have this little cutting mat that is actually a self-healing cutting mat. It looks really nice, but also protects the table. I have a bit of a dark spot in this shot, but you can see right here is my normal camera where I'm filming most of the videos, and next to it right here is actually a big 42-inch TV that's about 10-15 years old that I use as a monitor for all of my videos. Having a big monitor is so nice. Once you get used to it, I have this on a wheeled stand as well, so if I'm doing B-roll or doing shots outside of my office, I can kind of wheel it around as I need. Super convenient and a great way to kind of upcycle something that I otherwise wouldn't be using. The main key light that I have here is the Aperture 300X. Picked it up last year for a different client project. Just really love it. I have the Light Dome 2 on it. Really nice and close so you get good soft lighting. I have another one back here that I use as a hair light and kind of a backlight. It just helps add some dimension to the shot when I'm filming. And this I usually set to a really warm tone to match the warm lamp that sits behind me in my main filming area. These two lights are 4-foot Nanlite Pavo tubes. I picked them up a few months ago for a project. I was actually filming like a live music video performance at a cat shelter for a charity event that they were doing. It was a ton of fun. They're full RGB tubes, so you can do fun colors and stuff. It made for a really great music video. My normal audio setup is all on the C stand here, and I normally have my overhead camera mounted right on here as well. I'm using it right now to film this, but my overhead camera is the A6400, my main camera is the A7 III. They're a few years old now, but still working really well. My microphone that I use is the Octava MK-012. I have this running into a Zoom F6 that I have kind of clamped on the C stand here, as well as a monitor so I can see my overhead camera when I'm filming. So I have this kind of one overhead camera audio rig all on one C stand, very convenient. I have a setting for all of my hue bulbs, so I have a filming preset that I tap before I start filming, so it kind of dials everything into the temperature and brightness that I need. This I'm able to control with my phone as well. If you'll notice this weird piece of fabric here, it's actually an old t-shirt. I was getting some reflections in the photos behind me for my main shot. I'm still figuring out if I want to like get some duvetine or how I want to solve this, but for now the t-shirt is blocking that reflection. And then this usually lives up on the top of the desk here. This controls the tube lights. I like being able to just kind of flick everything on and go. I try and have as many things plugged into like regular power so I don't have to worry about charging batteries, but this is the main filming setup. So this is my storage corner of the office. Not the prettiest, but incredibly functional and important for my workflow. It has all of these different bins, so I kind of have everything organized as I need it for a ton of different projects. You know, it's computer stuff, it's video stuff. I have different charging cables and charging bricks, different tools, batteries, you know, makeup and lav holders for client work, notebooks, audio equipment, support equipment, lighting modifiers, just about everything I need to get my work done lives in here, all nice and organized. Video work just has a lot of little doodads and nonsense that you got to figure out what to do with when you're not using. And most of this stuff wouldn't be that relevant for YouTube work alone, but for client projects, I'm using a lot of different things on a lot of different projects. Above this, I have my aperture light storage box. This is actually what I sit on as my filming stool. It's the perfect height, nice and sturdy. Behind it here, I have a few different foam boards, black and white. These are really useful for a ton of different things. You can bounce light off of the whiteboards, you can stop it with the blackboards. It also makes really nice backgrounds if you're doing top-down stuff and you need white or black backgrounds. Very, very useful. And then right next to it over here, I just have a few cases for my big tube lights and a few support stands and things that aren't currently in use in the setup. This is gonna wrap it up for the studio tour though. I am so glad to be able to show you all of this. I'm so thankful to have such a nice space to work in. It's beautiful for the YouTube channel and everything, but it's just really functional and just feels so good to have a space that looks nice and kind of encourages that creativity in me for YouTube and for the client work that I do. Thank you all so much for watching though. I'm gonna be taking the next few weeks off to work on a client project and also celebrate Christmas and New Year's and all that fun stuff. So hope you all have a great rest of your year, and I will talk to you soon.